you for coming here today. My name's Tori.
I'm Mallory.
So, what brought you in here today, Mallory?
Well, I didn't voluntarily come here.
Oh, okay.
I have to come here because of work. So that's why.
Why do you think work is making you come here?
Because I got suspended, and so, for a really stupid reason. So, I guess, like, my boss's boss's boss or whatever, that's part of the rules. I have to do a few things to remain in somewhat good standing, I guess.
Okay, so you did something, and it wasn't your boss or your boss, it's one of those, like, higher-ups.
Yeah.
That's making you do something.
They're making us do it, yeah. Well, not us, excuse me, myself.
Oh, yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what happened that your bosses are making you come do all these things?
I got caught a few times, or maybe more than a few, I don't know, watching sports at work
Okay.
while, like, working.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you got caught. What does your work setting look like that you were able to, you were able to just watch sports?
Well, it's pretty easy. I work in the ER, so, and they have Wi-Fi, so I can just have my phone, and it can just be on my desk or whatever, and then the computer still can have sports on it. And then there's also TVs in every room, so I could turn one on and just have it on so I could hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said a bunch of other stuff that you're supposed to do. What other stuff besides coming here today do you have to do?
I have to, like, write an apology letter, which I don't think I should have to do because I don't think it's wrong.
Who do you have to check out?
Oh, I have to write it to my boss.
Okay.
And then to the corporation, which those doesn't even care, so it's like dumb. Then I have to take classes through the corporation.
What kind of classes?
Like, it's through like HR, so it's like being ethical, following the rules, like, you know, how to carry yourself at work. Some are like 6 hours long. It takes up so much time.
Oh, that is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're coming here because they have to, because your boss's boss's boss told you you had to write an apology letter and take these 6-hour classes.
Yeah.
About ethics. So, just for all watching a game at work.
Yeah.
Why do you think they have such? Cause that's a big consequence, don't you think?
Yeah, because I don't even think I was hurting anybody. I was just watching sports. Like, why is that bad?
So, why do you think they think that you need to do this? Because you said stuff like ethical behavior. Why? How would that be unethical?
I mean, it wasn't like, I mean, maybe I was neglecting patient care, I don't know, but I didn't think I was.
So, you said you don't think you're hurting anyone, but now it might be possible that you were neglecting your patients?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, they have to have something to suspend me on, right? So maybe they thought I was, I don't know.
So you kind of think that they're grasping at straws at this, that they're just kind of putting something in there just to give you a consequence?
Yeah, because, I mean, other people do it at work, so
Okay.
how come I got in trouble? You know, I think if I got in trouble, then everyone should get in trouble.
Okay. What was it? So you said it's happened a few times. So what's in your work in the ER? So that can vary greatly in what the workload is. What's kind of like the average work pace that's going on when you're watching these games?
Geez, that, like, varies a ton.
So does it depend more on what time the game is as compared to, you know, your patient status?
I don't really think so. Like, I mean, I don't know, like, even if the game was on in a busy time, like, doesn't mean I'm not doing my job, if that makes any sense.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of when you have downtime at work and the game's on,
Yeah.
you just fill your time that way.
I mean, other people, like, went into rooms and watched the games.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't do that. And I still don't. I mean, maybe that's why, too, that they never promoted me or anything.
So Mallory, it sounds like you're upset that it sounds like you're doing the same thing or to a varying degree as all of your other coworkers that are getting promoted, but yet you're going to have to go to classes and going to counseling.
Yeah, like we both, not both, so a bunch of us have gone to like these classes through the corporation where you go up this ladder, they call it a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're going to those classes just like I am. Like I've worked just as much overtime as they have, and people don't show up to work because they're sick. And yet they're breaking the same rule as I am, and I'm the only one who's not getting promoted. And that's like, that seems ridiculous.
So you think that it's unfair and that you should be getting the exact same treatment?
Yeah. I mean, if they're not getting in trouble for doing the same thing, then why should I have to get in trouble?
Yeah.
And how come they get promoted?
Do you think that there might be something that you don't know that's going on? Like maybe they're doing other things for the corporation that maybe you're not, or that you know everything that's going on with them?
I mean, like, understanding that I don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Okay.
Like, that's none of my business, you know? But, so I mean, maybe they are doing extra things, like, in the community, or extra classes even that I don't know about or something. But, so they could be doing more, I guess. I'm not made privy to that information, and it's, I guess, none of my business, but still, that stinks that I'm doing the same things that they are from what I can see, and I'm the only one getting in trouble.
So it's possible that there's a whole section of things that maybe you're not aware of,
Yeah.
but yet you still feel that you're just entitled to the same corporate ladder going up the rungs.
Yeah. And I know what I'm doing, like, obviously you should, like, be watching TV or whatever, but, you know, tell me that, and maybe I would change, but I still deserve the same stuff. I don't know, it's just, like, really frustrating that, and I don't know, maybe they are in trouble, but I am the one who got suspended and isn't at work. Like, and I guess I'm not at work, so maybe I don't know, but still, like, they were doing all this way before I was doing it.
Oh, so you feel like you're just kind of following their example.
Yeah, and maybe since I'm, like, newbie or whatever, that, you know, they can just get me in trouble.
Okay, so they've been working there longer, too, in addition to having a different position as well.
Yeah.
All right, so you're newer. How long have you worked for this company?
Just a little over a year.
Okay, so it's been a while, but you know, in the realm of your career, it's fairly new at this company.
Yeah.
And they're making you go to ethical. Please correct me if I misheard you. They're making you go to ethical, company rules, and how to, you said, carry yourself at work.
Yeah, like how to be professional.
Okay.
You know, show up on time, do all these things or whatever.
So, do you think that watching TV at work is a good example of professionalism?
Not if people see you know, or patients.
Okay, but it is professional if no one sees you.
Well, if, like, I guess if I was on break or on lunch, like, maybe that would be more, what's the word? Like an ideal time
Okay,
to look for it,
what,
or watch it.
So what's different when you're at break or at lunch as compared to when you're on your shift?
Well, on shift, I'm in, like, the nursing pod,
Okay.
which a lot of the time is where the patients walk by to then go to rooms, because we don't necessarily use the entirety of the ER.
Okay.
So I'm in line of sight with them, and with coworkers who do watch TV too.
Mm-hmm.
But at lunch or on break, like, I'm either, like, I can go outside or I'm in the break room, away from everything. So, and I'm not on the clock per se.
Okay, so to me it sounds like that's maybe where your company's having an issue, is that you're on the clock and they're paying you and they don't want to pay you to watch a game. Does that seem fair or no?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. If I owned a company, I wouldn't want to sit and pay someone to, like, watch Netflix all day.
Okay.
Like, that's a waste of my money.
So you can empathize with their employers that they don't want to pay you to sit and watch a game, but yet you still feel that just because your coworkers are, you can as well.
Yeah. I mean, they do it. They get raises. But, I mean, I guess in all actualization, it's still, if it's a rule, it's a rule.
Okay, so...
You know, like, but still, like, you should, I don't know. I understand that, though.
Okay, so you understand why they don't want you to watch.
Yeah.
All right, but why do you think then that you're being passed over for promotion above your colleagues when they're breaking the same rule? Do you think maybe, because you had said that maybe they're doing stuff outside of work that maybe you're not aware of, but we still keep getting back to it's not fair that they're getting promoted.
Well, and I mean, we don't necessarily always work on the same days, so I don't necessarily see what they do when I'm not working with them, but I mean, like you had said, I don't know what they do outside of their working hours to promote themselves. And I get, like, a few of them have worked here for, like, 10 years.
Oh.
You know, like, but do they have tenure, I guess, you know, where you can do things and not get in trouble? I don't know. Or do I have a harder boss? But, I mean, I guess I can say it's a good thing that I'm just suspended. You know, it's because I've seen people get fired when I've been here for other things.
Okay.
That'd be a totally valid job.
Yeah. So, luckily you're not fired and you're just suspended and they're still giving you the second chance.
Yeah.
Do you think, so these people that have 10 years, you call it, do you think maybe the company might have more trust that they can, you know, do their job and maybe still care for their patients, whereas they don't know you quite as well?
Yeah, but I feel like I do a good job. Just because they're older doesn't necessarily mean they do a good job. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't do a good job. I think they are good employees. And I like them as people. But still, I don't think I do a bad job. But I understand that me thinking it's okay to watch TV and still get hired, or not hired, a raise, you know, probably is not the appropriate thing to think, since I am, you know, breaking the rule, even though other people are. But it doesn't make me right to do it, I guess.
Okay.
In actuality.
Yeah, so just to sum up, because we're coming toward the end of our time, that while it doesn't really seem fair that, you know, it seems like you're doing the same thing as your colleagues that have worked there for almost 9 years longer or more than you, they're not getting fired and not having to go all these classes. Do you think maybe it's possibly rapport with the bosses that they've had for this long, that, you know, they just need that reminder, whereas, you know, maybe they're trying to still instill the corporate values that they have, the corporation values?
Yeah, I can get that. And, like, these guys have been around, you know, each other for a long time, so maybe they have an underlying relationship that they just tell them to not do this or whatever.
Okay.
So I get that, and I should probably just kind of let it go a little bit.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like you have very much longer with your classes. You've gone through most of your classes. So when you go to work, was it next week or so?
Yeah.
What do you think you can do to kind of alleviate what we have talked about, that, you know, feelings of unfairness and what we've come across with, you know, being a newer employee? What do you think you can do to change maybe your attitude, you had said?
Yeah, I think, I mean, that's a huge part. Like me, if I can't, you know, I'm not their boss, I can't tell them to turn whatever off, but I can be a good example of not watching things or whatever. And we do get new employees, so it's to be a good example for them, so that they don't get through the same thing that I've been going through and feeling unfair and not treated right.
Well, it sounds like you have a pretty good game plan for what to do, and you know what needs to be done. Is just implementing that when you go back to work.
Yeah, hopefully that can work.
Right.
But
I think you can definitely